everyone, this is Nick Peters, the gaming theologian, and I affirm the virgin birth. Now, we are going to get back to Metroid, but last night I saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and I wanted to talk about it. So, there is going to be a spoiler warning here. If you have not seen the movie yet, you might want to come back to this one later. But also, before that, I'll tell you that if you haven't seen it, there are two post-credit scenes after the movie. We're not going to be talking about those, but I figured I'd play Super Mario Bros. 2, and now we're getting into spoiler territory a little bit, because Wart made an appearance in this movie, which I think is a fantastic move. He's a character they haven't done anything with in around 40 or so years. He's appeared in some Zelda games, I know, but not in a Mario franchise. They needed to do something more with him. and because I haven't really played a lot of Super Mario Galaxy anyway, so let's go with Mario 2 and let's talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, I can't guarantee you I'm going to get all the way through this game in one night. I probably won't. But if you'd like me to finish this game, just say so. Okay? And I'd like to thank everyone who's been watching. We've recently got over 100 subscribers to this channel. Let's get over 1,000 now. Might as well keep going. So, the original Super Mario Bros. Movie, the one from a few years ago, not the one that was made back in the late 80s or early 90s that we don't talk about. I went to see that one shortly after it came out in theaters, and yeah, it was excellent. The thing with the Mario movie is it contained so many Easter eggs in it. That is, messages to the fans, little things from the Mario universe and history. I mean, they went so far as to bring back Spike from Wrecking Crew, someone that most people in the audience might not have heard of, but those of us who grew up playing these games, yeah, we knew about him. So, we all know that in that one, Mario comes to the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time. He's not known, and he ends up being the big hero. Now, one thing that did bother some people, I understand it to a degree, and it does show up in the second movie as well, is that Peach tends to be what's known as a girl boss character in some ways. In this one, yeah, she's a very fierce fighter, as it were. But, having said that, I suppose after years of Super Smash Bros., we have a basis for that. And a lot of the things she does fighting in the movie come from Super Smash Bros. And at the start, there's also an Easter egg that you might not know about if you didn't grow up in the 80s. And that's when Rosalina is, I don't know if it's Rosalina or Rosalina, but either way, when she's reading to the Star Children, and she's one telling them about the princess, which we realize later on, since that's her sister, that's why she wouldn't talk about the princess. But all the children want to hear the story about Mario and Luigi, the plumbers. And they say, we're hooked on the brothers. That might sound like a throwaway line to several of you, but to me, who grew up in the 80s, that was not a throwaway line. If you watched the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, which it had a cartoon adventure, but it also had two guys playing Mario and Luigi in their office in Brooklyn. And one of the lines in the song is, "You'll be hooked on the brothers." So, definitely not a coincidence. And we see in the movie Bowser Jr. going to take Rosalina, and succeeding, essentially. And then we get a contrast with Mario and Luigi both having to deal with the original Bowser. You know, it is possible to get there. Had I really wanted to, it wasn't a big goal of mine, because I still wanted to get the mushrooms. I almost said heart containers there. Because I like having full health as much as I can. Anyway, I did not get coins there for a specific reason. But Bowser, meanwhile, is stuck in small miniature size in the castle. He's got a little tiny, kind of like dollhouse castle up here that they've made for him to be in. And you really don't know where Bowser stands for a bit. Because you see a painting of him where you can tell from it he doesn't seem to really like Mario. But then, when he gets to be big again, there doesn't seem to be any animosity. He even sacrifices himself to slavery so that Mario and Luigi can go on to rescue the princess. You know, this is one thing that I was kind of hopeful for, is that it looked like Jack Black might do the Peaches song again, but no such luck this time. Anyway, then, so Mario and Luigi go off to space to rescue to join Princess Peach, who's gone off on her own to rescue Rosalina, whichever one it is, guys, just bear with me, okay? And we get to see Peach interacting, and this is where she finds out that she and Rosalina were actually sisters, and that's how she came to the Mushroom Kingdom so long ago. You know, like I said, I never played Mario Galaxy, so I'm not sure if that's official from the games, but now I suppose it is official, since we've got it in the Nintendo movie. Accidentally hit that again there. And meanwhile, Bowser Jr. gets Bowser and goes off to try and get him to Planet Bowser. And oh yeah, Yoshi shows up in this movie, which that was a very welcome guest to have. We knew he was coming from the last movie, and he joins the team pretty quickly, although I can't think of any scene of him getting spooked by something and goes off and running away or anything like that. But Bowser is not too keen on the idea of eliminating Mario entirely and tries to talk Bowser Jr. out of that, who ends up using a different weapon that turns Mario and Luigi into babies instead. So yeah, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi made appearance here. And one of the ways they were all together out there was another welcome surprise here. I was not aware of this going in, but Star Fox made his appearance in a Mario movie. It's a franchise they haven't done anything with in a while, and I think with this, there has to be a certainty that a Star Fox movie is coming at some point. I don't think they bring in Star Fox just to play a role and then never do anything with him. No, there is something coming for Star Fox, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I know in a sense we all love Bowser on screen, but I think we can all say when Slippy Toad shows up on scene, that's going to be our favorite character that we're going to love to hate on screen. Says that no one really likes Slippy. It was great to see Star Fox make a reference about that's what I get for having an engineer as a frog. And then the one line said to Star Fox at one point of, do a barrel roll. Epic, epic, epic. So Bowser and Bowser Jr. though are working together because you get an idea that Bowser wants to turn over a new leaf, but well, that was dumb on my part, but oh well. Bowser wants to turn over a new leaf, but what stops him is his son. And just as we saw how Rosalina treated her sister growing up, we also see how Bowser raised Bowser Jr. And when the Muppet Show, as it was going on, I immediately thought back to the setting for Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. And I do think it's intentional, because that's exactly what it looked like to me. So Bowser and Bowser Jr. are working together at this point. And I'm going to try this one more time here. Okay, that did not work. Anyway, if you go back up there and put the potion up there, you can get extra health from a mushroom. And yes, I do know there's a warp zone over here, but I'm not going to take it, because I'd like to just go through the game as much as I can. And so Bowser and Bowser Jr. start working together to protect the Bowser planet so that Bowser Jr. can launch his Doomsday weapon, which is supposed to somehow destroy the universe. Never mind the question of where's everyone going to live after that. That part's a bit vague, but like I've heard people say about how the movie doesn't have much story. Let's face it, we don't do Mario things for the story. The story, it's there, but it's just the basic thing. Princess gets captured by bad guys. Mario and Luigi have to rescue her. That's pretty much it. So, you do have that great scene I really enjoyed with Bowser facing off against Mario and Princess Peach on the bridge. And as soon as I saw it starting, I knew immediately where it was going. A throwback to the original Super Mario Bros. That started it all. With the thing of reaching behind Bowser to get to the axe to drop him into the lava. And wasn't surprised when that became Dry Bowser later on. And as for the big dragon that Bowser Jr. made from his paintbrush, yeah, that was from Super Mario Odyssey, the Ruined Kingdom dragon. You know, even if I don't need the extra heart, somehow I still like getting it. I don't know why. Okay, so we're gonna fight Mouser here. And generally, I like to fight these guys in a fun way. Where after I get the first one there, I try and just see how much I can do on my own. See if I can eliminate that spark with just bombs that come from Mouser. Which, yep. Because I kind of make artificial challenges for myself after a while in these games. Like, now I'm only going to use bombs that I catch directly. And see if I can eliminate Mouser with just those. Which, yeah, granted, it's not too much of a challenge, but it is something. And like I said, Wart did make an appearance again here, as did Birdo. And Claw Grip and Mouser all showed up, along with a bunch of ninjas. And in case you haven't figured out, yes, I really like playing as Toad in these games. So, Bowser and Bowser Jr. run together, and the Rosalina and Peach work together using their powers that somehow when they're together they can bring about life that wasn't there before. It's a sort of beautification power, and that's what they do at the end to transform Planet Bowser into something else. But anyway, what I mainly wanted to talk about though, no, yeah, Mario actually saves Bowser Jr. at one point. Yeah, I didn't want to get that one, so I'm not going to go down there and face him again because, well, that did not work out the way I wanted to. Mario actually saves Bowser Jr. when he gets swallowed by the Ruined Dragon, all because Bowser wants his son there with him. Which I thought was a very kind gesture there. Maybe foolish to some extent with your enemy, but hey, these are kids' movies, essentially. So, let's talk about one big thing that I got from the movie that stood out, and that was the importance of family. No matter what. What makes Rosalina and Princess Peach so important together is that they're sisters. And then, of course, Mario and Luigi always working together. Brothers. But as much as Bowser has his flaws, one thing he does focus on, even in the games, is being a dad. And he does so much in this movie because he wants to be close to his son. Even that when Mario and Peach get past off security that Bowser Jr. has set up, Bowser says, "Here, handle things," because he doesn't want to let his son down. He doesn't want his son to be disappointed. And it's a really powerful theme going through that. Everyone does what they do for the sake of their family. About the only exception we could make, I think, is Peach at the beginning going into space. Just because she's been asked to personally, and there she finds out that Rosalina is her sister. And so, from then on, it's do anything I can to rescue this person. And that is such a great message to have today. So, something I think needs to be said about all this is that the Disney universe, as it were right now, is collapsing. And why is that? Because people don't want to take their kids to see Disney movies nowadays because of all the agenda that's being thrown into Disney movies. That you have to make every character LGBTQ to some extent, or else they just aren't going to be popular, apparently. But that's driving people away more than anything else. Parents don't want to take kids to movies and have to explain sexuality to them. You don't really have to explain men and women being together. You don't need to know it because kids see that regularly all the time. What they don't see is the other. And that's also because that's not how kids come about. It never has been. And parents don't want to have to explain that to their kids. Parents don't want these agendas being given to them. They just want to take their kids to see a movie where they don't have to discuss matters like that afterwards. Woke is killing movies and stories in many ways. When Nintendo is making these movies, so far I don't see an agenda except make a fun movie. And all the special tidbits in there are messages to the fans. It's a way of saying, we've seen you all these years. So that, for instance, that line, hooked on the brothers. People who are kids today, or even teenagers or young adults, will not recognize that statement. But older fans, like myself, will. Now, a lot of older fans might not know a lot about Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Odyssey, but the younger generation will. The older generation grew up with characters like Rob, who shows up in the movie. And yes, I know Star Fox isn't Smash Brothers, but he really hasn't had a game of his own in a long time. The last one I remember is Star Fox 64, or the Nintendo 64. And if I'm wrong about that one, well, that's how long ago it was. So this which will actually give something to connect older and younger players together. It kind of reminds me of how when my dad and I went to see the original Batman movies. I'm talking back in the Tim Burton days of Batman. No, I did not mean to do that, but oh well. And he did not know who someone like Two-Face was. So I got to explain Two-Face to him, and later on, Poison Ivy and Bane. Because for me, I knew these mainly through the animated series. Yes, it's possible to get there even as told. It takes a good deal of luck to an extent, but it's possible, and we're going to do it. Yep. So, this is a way that Nintendo can close the generation gap. And I'd say right now, Nintendo is, with their universe, they are the biggest threat to Disney at this point. Because, yes, Disney has a lot of older material they can pull out, but that's just it. The older material is the stuff that's going to do the best. Because it came about before all these modern agendas showed up. And Disney has tied themselves to these agendas. They've cured Star Wars and several other franchises. And Starfleet Academy pretty much killed Star Trek. All these things die when they get touched by modern agendas. Now for Nintendo, what they could do is they could make something and they could still just slap an M for mature label on a game or something, or some other way of indicating it's for older audiences, so children aren't involved with this material. But Nintendo has they have a whole lot of older material they could easily go back to, and they could revive so many franchises in order to make new movies, if they so desired. I mean, we saw Star Fox show up in this one. You can take pretty much any character from the Smash Brothers universe and make movies about them. You could do Mega Man, Metroid, Castlevania, any number of them, and you could make a good movie of it. And not only that, you could take series that may not be as well known, but could deserve a comeback and make movies. Star Tropics comes to mind, for instance. Young baseball player looking for his uncle amongst tropical islands. You could easily make a movie out of that. Or, I mean, I know they've made some games and franchises, but the Blaster Master series, going underground, fighting mutants in a tank figure in order to rescue, of all things, your pet frog. Yeah, that's movie material that you could easily do. I'm gonna try and get just one more heart, at least, before I go on. Bubble Bobble. What about that franchise? Absolutely adorable. Could easily make movies. And yes, from Smash Bros. Kirby. Kirby could make so many movies. Nintendo could do this constantly and hit home runs with it. Also, just because it's got the Nintendo brand on there. I'm gonna try and do this with just Twitter, which is what I usually do. Just forgot about that. Nintendo, if they can stay away from the woke agenda, which I think they can, they're going to keep putting movies out that are going to be super popular, and parents will want to take their kids to see them. And Disney has really shot themselves in the foot, because parents are going to say, sorry, we trusted you once before, not again. Nintendo is making movies, as far as I can tell, just to entertain and to honor their fans. And that's what people want. People don't go to a movie or play a video game to get an agenda rammed down their throats. They don't care really about who such and such character is sleeping with or not, or are they transgender or things like that. I mean, I know that yes, that's said about Birdo, for instance. That's a back when this game was coming out. I think that was kind of like a joke thing about this. But Way also said that Birdo was someone who thinks he's a girl, not someone who is one. Although nowadays the character is a pretty much female character, so if that still holds, I don't know. So I got something stuck in my throat there. But, when Birdo showed up in this movie, no, there was nothing saying, oh, this character is transgender, or anything like that. Nope. It was just Birdo there. And that's the way it should be. Not an agenda, just entertaining. Now, we do know a Zelda movie is coming, and while we were there, I did see a preview for the Sonic 4 movie coming, which, yes, I'm definitely going to go see that one when it comes out. Heck, I wasn't even a big Sonic fan growing up, and I'm loving those movies. Which now think about it, imagine if we could do something where, like, say, since his games are so popular, a Metal Gear movie series. Wouldn't that be something? But, so, we have Zelda coming. Now, what I think is coming up in the Mario universe, and keep in mind, I do not have spoilers or anything like that for this. This is all speculation. I don't have a secret contact at Nintendo that I speak to or anything. It would be kind of cool if I did. But at any rate, I think the next movie, perhaps, I have one of two suspicions about who the villain will be. I'm not going to be surprised if Wario is the villain next time, but I'm going to make a prediction for another character as well. Well, that was weird. And I think Tatanga, the villain from Super Mario Land, since they brought back Mort, why not? Tatanga could be the villain, And next one, I think that'd be a nice change of pace. And then, as we move along, we could see the Koopalings show up. I'm pretty sure Wario will show up sometime. And along with him, Waluigi would show up as well. Heck, Wario could get his own series sometime with, I think it's Captain Syrup, who's his enemy. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of the figures from the Super Mario RPG series show up. Smithy, I think, would be a great villain to have on the screen sometime. And there are so many fun villains you could get out of the 1,000-Year Door that work excellently. Oh, really, the Mario universe has so much potential going for it. There's so much more that can be done. And I'm not even someone who's played all the Mario games, certainly, so I can't claim to speak as if some grand authority on everything, but there's a lot of characters I'm sure that we could do something with that I don't really know enough about. So, what does the future hold for the Nintendo Cinematic Universe? Well, I've given you some ideas of mine. And what all Nintendo needs to do, really, is stay the course. Don't go with an agenda. Don't worry about making your characters gay or whatever like that. Just make entertaining movies. And if people want to scream and complain, or something like, make Birdo transgender, or something like that, just ignore them. Because right now, Nintendo, your movies have been successful enough as they are. And when you have a formula that is already successful, as we learned from Coca-Cola years ago, don't change it. Keep it going. People see these movies and like them because they are just like the games. And that's what they want. They want to know that you're really listening to them, that you're paying attention to them. Older people who grew up and are now bringing their kids to the movies, they want to see signs of their childhood in these movies. And younger people, kids, they just want to see Mario 2. And they want it to be something they can connect with. Parents can tell their children about growing up with Mario and Luigi. And kids can tell their parents about all the new things that Mario and Luigi have done since the past. Assuming their parents no longer play, maybe they do. Heck, I still do, although I don't have kids, unfortunately. That's all they want. When Disney stopped focusing on story and made it all about getting the agenda across, no one cared about the movies then. Story always comes first. And even if you have a great message, if you put it in with a terrible story, and it becomes all about the message instead, both will suffer as a result of it. Well, after I finish this level, I got other things I need to do, so that's going to be it. And yes, the reason I wasn't here last night was because I was seeing the movie. I'm going to create a save space for this one since this game has no natural way to save. So, if you want to see me finish this game, just say so. You know, that was from a long time ago. And yes, I'm going to go straight through using only Toad. And yes, that includes levels like 5-1 with a lot of jumping. But, for now, I'm Nick Peters, and I affirm the virgin birth. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get over 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you next